Again, students, this is a class of BA Part 3rd English Literature, and I am Dr. Cheenapuri, Associate Professor in English Literature. And this is a continuation of the last video lecture where we were discussing about Robert Browning and his dramatic monologues. What are the special features of a dramatic monologue which we need to know, and they have been provided to you in the lecture which I presented last time. And we also studied about one of his poems, My Last Duchess, as a representative of this dramatic monologue. And as the name suggests, My Last Duchess. So the speaker here, the narrator, is the Duke, who's guessed to be the Duke of Ferrara of Italy. And here in this poem, the Duke is talking to a messenger who has come from a nearby county to bring a proposal for the Duke for marriage after the death of his last Duchess, and that is how the title My Last Duchess is there. And as we read through the lines, the first 26 lines, we realize that how the persona is talking about is giving a characteristic features of the Duchess, which is not, we can see it is not very pleasant, and ironically it refers about the gullibility and the politeness and the foolishness which the Duke wants to bring forth of the Duchess, because she was impressed and smiled at everybody and took favors from all, and she did not recognize, which the Duke definitely did not appreciate and disliked. So further on today in this lesson, we will be again moving forward with the next few lines, that is lines 25 to 34. And here again we will find that continuation of that kind of tone of reproach from the Duke for his last Duchess. Sir, again, as you will find, is referring to the person, the messenger who has come from the nearby county. It was all one, my favour at her breast, the dropping of the daylight in the west. It was all one. Here it is continuing from the last few lines, where he is talking that how the Duchess was too easily impressed and she liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. So from these lines, the follow-up is, Sir, it was all one. Everything for her was the same. Everybody's gestures or goodness was alike in her eyes. So which he did not like. My favour at her breast, he is talking about the gift which he has given as in the form of a ornament. The dropping of the daylight in the west, that is when the sun sets, the daylight goes away. So the dropping of the daylight in the west, the bough of cherries, some officious fool broke in the orchard for her. So he is now referring again to another incident which was pinching in his heart, that he remembered that some officious fool, some interfering person had brought a few cherries for her from the orchard. The white mule she rode with round the terrace, all and each would draw from her alike the approving speech, or blush at least. So while describing these features, that she, when she used to move about on her mule in the terrace, anybody and everybody who praised her, she gave them the same blush or thankfulness. She thanked men, good, but thanked somehow, I know not how, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. So here we find that the Duke's possessive nature is coming forth, because this is what he disliked about the Duchess, that she did not pay full attention to the Duke, but was happy with anybody and everybody, and any few words of thanks and appreciation would bring that blush to her, which should have come only from the presents given to her by the Duke. The last Duchess was therefore described as simple, innocent, frank hearted. She thought there was no harm in thanking those who showed her even a trifle courtesy. So she would appreciate the slightest appreciation shown to her, and the Duke did not obviously like this. His pride was hurt. She was married to a Duke, that is himself, and whose family history could be traced back 900 years. So he boasted in his lineage. He belonged to a noble and ancient family of Italy, and as his Duchess, she should have behaved with more dignity, but she was not at all conscious of the honor which he had come to her and bestowed upon her by marrying her. So she could not differentiate between the gift of rank and position that he had given her and the petty, small trifles or the gifts and the praises others presented to her. She would thank everybody in the same way. And the Duke is critical of the conduct of his last Duchess and considers it unbecoming and very frivolous, light-hearted. So, in his opinion, she lacked dignity and intelligence. So, because the Duke is very proud of his family, because it was a 900-year-old history that he belonged to his family, and it's an ancient noble family of Italy, and so he's proud of it. So, here we find that the Duke, while describing the Duchess indirectly, is giving us the characteristic of his own self as being somebody very proud and vain. So in the last few lines also we will continue to find this kind of an attitude of the Duke. So with this we come to an end of the lesson.